Hey guys, so I'm in Wyoming and I'm taking a little break with Lily, letting her run around, sniffing the car. I guess she thinks that's really interesting right now. I don't know. Anyways, Lily, what you doing? What you looking at? So I have some stories for you guys about the road trip. So I've been driving for a couple days. Day before yesterday, or something, I don't know. I was driving through probably Oregon, and there was this epic, incredible mist everywhere. And the world was completely white. Above me, to the sides of me, below me. Couldn't see the road very much. Everything was whited out. And to me, it felt very natural, very empowering, like you don't expect driving through fog to necessarily feel. And what I realized was that I was used to traveling in the astrals like that, because it reminded me very much of the astral realm. She knows all about that too. All right, so that's the first thing. It was fun, cool. I definitely felt very, it was a really magical experience during that hour or two that it lasted. Then, next, I went and stayed in Salt Lake for a couple of days with my homie, Tasha, Spiritual Tasha Mama on YouTube. And that was incredible. We just got us out and powwowed and did a bunch of transmutational connecting. And then I got on the road again yesterday out of Salt Lake. And I drove all day. Then at nighttime, I passed the Continental Divide. And I knew that I was going to, before I did, I could feel, well, first off, it was getting pretty creepy at night. It was getting a little scary. The wind was blowing really fast. There were all these flashing lights about wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, black ice, blowing snow, be careful, go slow. So I did. And I'm going to give you guys a glimpse of that. I'm going to show you in a second. Wow. Okay, so anywho, I was going slow, I was being careful and all that kind of stuff, but it was still just getting a little scary. And what I could really feel, I'm trying to give you guys a shot of Lily, but she keeps hiding. What I could really feel was that I was about to be, well, a couple things. One, that I had been on the western side of the U.S. nation, and that now I was about to be on the eastern side. I could feel the associated shift in frequency and consciousness, not better or worse, just different shape. And more than anything, as it was really dark and the headlights were just piercing into this inky blackness and the snow is blowing across the road and all these really intense patterns, what I could feel, honestly, was the pain of the land. And I want to get really serious with you guys here for a second, because what I could feel was the pain of the land because of all the drama going on in the U.S. right now. Because of all the anger and hatred and racism. What the heck? When did we become... We've become racist against Muslims in my lifetime. I remember after 9/11 happened, I was a freshman in college, and one of the girls in my class, she was in my French class, she was a Muslim. Sorry. I know I've changed the subject, but she's just really entertaining me deeply right now. Anywho, hi. Good girl. All right, so this girl was a really sweet girl, and she was a Muslim, wore a head covering and everything. Super nice, and whatevs. And I remember her saying to me, to the whole class, because we were talking about 9/11, and she was saying, people are treating me differently. They're looking at me funny. I'm just trying to go to the store, go get gas, and people are looking at me like I'm a bad person. And I remember thinking, holy crap, this is how racism happens right here. So those of you guys who are fearful about this entire, if you're scared about an entire race of people or entire religion of people, check yourself and back it back up and say, wait a second, that's bull. Sorry. But mean people are mean people no matter what race they are. And attacking first never makes sense. Okay, so that said, and not only that, but all the stuff with Standing Rock and everything lately, it's just, the land can feel it, you guys. In the center of the U.S., there's this despair, this despair and anguish coming up from the land. Be responsible about your vibe, please. I know that I'm preaching to the choir here, but that means it's even more important for us to stay powerful with who we are inside, because when everyone's freaking out, then that means the ones who are strongest need to hold it more inside. Okay. All right, my soapbox is done. Moving back to the story. So I could feel all the anger and despair boiling up out of the land. And so I was just, doing what I could with the things that I know how to do, weaving in peace, weaving in symphonic, harmonic frequencies, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the second story that happened that was interesting. And then within about an hour of feeling that I was going from the west to the east, I saw the Continental Divide signs, and that was cool. That was a nice confirmation. And finally, it got really scary to drive, and so I decided to stop and sleep. And I ended up pulling over really early, about 8 p.m., at the first rest stop that I passed. And then I looked on my map to see where I was, and I happened to be right above a certain state park. So a couple of years ago, I appeared on a show on the, I want to say Discovery Channel or maybe History Channel, I forget, called Monumental Mysteries. And I was giving an interview about this alien abduction story from Medicine Bow National Forest, where this guy got abducted and his truck got taken, and then the place where his truck was set down was in like a couple feet of mud with no tracks. Even the people who were studying it, who didn't even know about the story of the ETs, said that it's like someone had set his truck down from the sky. It didn't make any sense how it got there. They couldn't figure it out. And then the guy went to the hospital, and he had been in Medicine Bow State Park, hunting or something. And then he went to the hospital to get checked out after he had been gone for a day or two or whatever. And they had, according to his story, the extraterrestrials had given him some things to eat as he was on board their craft. And what ended up happening, they said it was going to heal him. And when he went to the hospital, he had earlier in his life had some kind of lung disease, which left scars on his lungs that were permanently there. And sure enough, he goes to the hospital, get checked out, and those scars are gone. And that's not supposed to be able to happen. That is a medical impossibility, right? So that was the story I was telling. And then it just so happened that as I stopped at that rest stop, I was about 3 miles or something north of Medicine Bow National Park or State Park or whatever it is. So it was kind of a trippy moment for me, and the wind was super strong. The car, this is why I pulled over. My car is kind of high and boxy, and it was shaking like someone was trying to knock it over, and the light posts at the rest stops are swaying, and these gusts of snow are blowing, and the wind is howling, and Lily is freaking out in the car. And so I tried to sleep, was there all night. Probably got maybe an hour's sleep because Lily was meowing incessantly because she was freaked out. We were all freaked out. It was a freaky night. But today's really beautiful. And then I found, this pulled me off the highway. Our Lady of Peace Shrine. She is 180 tons. She stands 30 feet tall. Our Lady of Peace. The prayer says, "We turn to you for protection. Hear our prayers. Help us in our needs. Save us from every danger, most glorious and blessed Virgin." So the word virgin is an interesting word because they used to think that a virgin meant someone who had not had sex. But that's not actually true. Virgin means someone who is mastered by no man. What the word really comes from. So take Diana, the virgin goddess of the forest and of the hunt. It's not that she never had sex or never had lovers. It's that she never devoted herself to any man above her calling. And I believe that's true for this beauty right here. There are many different paths to walk on this planet, but devotion is devotion, and I honor every path's just as valid access to God as the one that I happen to take, which is kind of a conglomeration of a lot of them. So I just want to show her to you guys, because especially after feeling all that pain on the land last night, it was just really nice to see this huge, gigantic thing here. Look at how gorgeous she is. This is it's in Wyoming, something falls. Sorry, I forget, but I'm just driving through. Here's some more statues that are around the property. Beautiful. This is Infant Infant Jesus and his Blessed Mother. How sweet, look at that little face. Yeah, there are a bunch. There are a bunch of statues around here, so check it out. See all of them. I love, this might be a little politically incorrect to say, but I love how kind of creepy Catholic statues can be. I like it. I think it's cool. Anyways, this is Our Lady of Guadalupe. How beautiful is she? Oh, that's right. I want to give somebody some flowers. I have some flowers in my car given to me by a goddess, and I'm going to, in turn, give them to a goddess. So let's see. What else is there to talk about? Well, just basically keeping your vibe strong. There's a bunch of crazy things going on lately in the world. Don't become a monster. How about that? Just keep it simple. Be cool. You know, I mean, if it's true, right? Okay, so say worst case scenario, we're talking about politics and stuff. If it's true that our nation is in decline, and if it's true that the greatest stages of our nation have passed, which I think is kind of true, I think this whole paradigm is in decline that we've been born out of, the matrix that we crystals are growing out of, because I didn't know if you knew, but the place where a crystal grows is called a matrix. And if it's true that that whole thing is in decline right now, oh, Lily got back in the car like a very responsible little kitty. Thank you, darling. If it's true that our nation is in decline right now, then yet again, isn't it all the more important to make sure that those of us who can keep our wits about us do so and actually roll with the changes and figure out a way to still maintain our internal grace and valor and courage and dignity and elegance while there are storms around us. And on that note, I'm going to give these flowers to Our Lady of Peace and ask that she stand by us in whatever way best works out for everyone involved. There are lots of powerful beings in this world, you guys. Some of them are embodied, some of them are not. But I do believe that prayers are answered. And I believe that if you remember that whenever you pray for heavenly assistance, it comes, then there they are. Then let's all just keep our prayers strong, you know? Let's do. Sending you guys lots of love from Wyoming. Yeah. I believe in you. I believe in us. We can do this. We have to, and there's no chance. We definitely will. It's just how gracefully we do. That is up to us to decide. Okay. Much love. Bye.